election results time la அவர் ஜெயிச்சா EVM சூப்பர் பான் சொல்லுவாங்க. அவங்க தோத்தா EVM டேம்பர் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னும் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, EVM மெஷின்ல சூடு வச்சுட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதே மாதிரி ஒரே நாடு ஒரே தேர்தல் விஷயத்துல கூட ரெட்ட வேஷம் போடுறாங்க. அவங்க அந்த காலத்தில் ஒன் நேஷன் ஒன் எலெக்ஷன் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணா அது சூப்பர். இப்போ திருப்பி அதே ஒன் நேஷன் ஒன் எலெக்ஷன் இப்போ கொண்டு வந்தா அது மோசம். இது எப்படி இருக்குன்னு தெலுங்குல சொல்றேன். అత్త పగలు కొడితే పాతకుండా, కోడలు పగలు కొడితే కొత్తకుండా. நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன், தப்பா இருந்தா கொஞ்சம் மன்னிக்கணும். மாமியார் வடைச்சா மண் குடம், மருமக வடைச்சா பொன் குடம். అంటే వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు, அவங்க பண்ணா ரைட்டு, நம்ம இது முன்னாடி எடுத்துன்னு போனா தப்பு. ஸோ ஒரே நாடு ஒரே தேர்தல் இந்தியாவுக்கு புதுசில்லை, நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கும் புதுசில்லை. From 1952 to 1967 வரைக்கும் நாட்டோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எலெக்ஷன்ல இருந்து அடுத்த 2 decades it was always simultaneous elections, assembly and parliament. When the cycle was broken, simultaneous இருக்கணும்னு இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்ணது வேற யாரோ இல்லை, அன்னைக்கு சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் கலைஞர் கருணாநிதி அவர்கள். And he is the one who insisted. He is the one who wanted this to happen. And today the sad part is they are opposing it. One election is not an untested theory, but rather a return to a system that our country successfully implemented in its formative years. This was when we just got freedom. In the most difficult early decades, our Bharat, Namma Nat, demonstrated a remarkable unity, irrespective of parties, and administrative capability by holding largely a synchronized elections for nearly 2 decades. Today, whoever is opposing the one nation, one election should go and read Kalainar Karunanidhi's argument in Nenjikku Needhi in favor of simultaneous elections. Karunanidhi avargale urged the center to constitute a committee to restore simultaneous elections. That's what exactly is being done today. We are implementing, national leadership is implementing the vision of none other than Kalainar Karunanidhi avargal, his dream, his thought. And it is strange and bizarre. We are trying to implement Ayya Muttavel Karunanidhi's proposal, and it is strange and bizarre. Ayya Muttavel Karunanidhi Stalin avargal opposing what his father has proposed. This is what we all should look into it. Every time, no matter in all these years, the last few decades, somewhere in the nation, elections keep on happening. We are losing focus, we are losing mandates, greatest wastage of expenditure, constantly big brick batting, constantly mudslinging from different political parties onto each other. Somewhere we have to put an end to this. One election is over, suddenly one more election comes. And we are getting tired of just because of looking at it. But the problem is about the development is taking a back seat. So I'll share a few examples to you. If young and resource-constrained India could achieve a system akin to one nation, one election for nearly 2 decades after independence, then what is preventing a strong, a prosperous and technologically advanced Bharat from implementing the same now? What obstacles stand in the way of embracing a system that promises greater stability, reduced expenditure, and a more focused approach to governance? Allowing our leaders to dedicate more time they can dedicate themselves fully to the progress and prosperity of our every citizen. Consider a common scenario that happens in most of our states. Let us say an assembly election is held in a year. Later the state goes to the local body and panchayat polls in another 1-2 years' time. But by the time this ends, the preparations for Lok Sabha begins again. This creates a near continuous election cycle where political parties and the administration are continuously engaged in election-related activities. Where is the time for growth? Where is the time for stability? Where is the time for economic prosperity? For instance, if a state had assembly elections in 2021, local body polls in 2022, and then the national elections in 2024, the focus on consistent governance is inevitably diluted. The opposition also engages mostly in electoral strategies and electioneering and giving only limited attention to fighting for the public causes. India is in a constant state of election preparedness. Political parties are almost in a campaign mode, and that is not a good sign of healthy democracy. On average, it is reasonable to say that the elections to the legislative assemblies of at least 4 to 6 states are held every year. With thousands of panchayats and municipalities across the country, elections at this level are a continuous process happening in different parts of the country almost every year. The ruling parties, instead of focusing solely on governance and policy implementation, ruling parties are constantly strategizing for the next election. In the election, ஜெயிச்ச உடனே அடுத்த எலெக்ஷனுக்கு prepare பண்றோம். Formulating populist measures and deploying their leaders for campaigns. This can sometimes lead to policy decisions being influenced by electoral considerations rather than the genuine needs of the people. And the opposition's primary focus often becomes attacking the ruling party and preparing for the next election. Constructive criticism and collaboration on policy matters can take a backseat to political maneuvering and electioneering. And we are going for short-term gains for a long-term risk. And diversion of valuable government